glorification of me.
Start, sir.
Thank you so much. You can start sharing the screen, ma'am. A pleasant evening to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatsoever the country, your respective country tells you to wish. Just a pleasant wishes from my end to all of you. And heartfelt thanks to each one of you for so patiently waiting here. I just now, what do you call it as, entered into the house, and immediately my son had kept my laptop, another laptop open, and I'm just on the screens now.
Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's visible. So, my introduction has already been given to all of you, and it is my, again, my privilege, honor, and pleasure as well to welcome all the participants over here, and also our backbone of the Indian chapter, Dr. Snigdha Gadam, and our beloved and most loved by all, our Vice Chancellor, Mr. Charles, sir, who is always there with us as a great support to all of us. And we get a lot of motivations when such a highly designated people do join us in all our sessions, and that gives us enthusiasm to work more and more, right? So welcome back to all of you for day 3 of the International Internship University's Certified Global Trainer Program. I welcome you all back for day 3. I hope last 2 days you would have learned quite a bit, rather quite a lot, how to become a trainer and to be a successful trainer in our career. As I had already told you on day 1 itself, the goal setting. Goal setting is the most important factor when we talk about to become a trainer. Because I'll tell you one thing, goal setting for the participants might be different. It might be their career goal, or it might be their personal goal, whatsoever. It might be different for the participants. But as a trainers, for us, the goal setting is entirely different. Not because we have to set goals for each and every session we do, right? Like, for example, like what Snigdha ma'am was saying now, if I had to take a session today in absence of someone, all of a sudden, when you are getting an information at the 11th hour, so how are you going to set your goal there? How are you going to implement all the 5 steps of SMART? That is to be specific, to be measurable, to be achievable, to be relevant, and also to be timely. Rest all the 4 can be achieved easily, but the last one, that is the timely, where you maintain your time, where you maintain your timeline and be on time, is most important for the trainer to follow this goal setting. So this SMART goal setting for the trainers, it should be implemented in each and every session a trainer takes it. So to setting the goals is one of our important, rather most important event in our day-to-day life. I won't call it as a steps to establish a successful training program. Of course, it is a step, but it is a very important event. Rather than the step, it is a very important event for us to carry out our training programs very successfully and get recognized by the participants. Yes, this particular trainer has something in him or has something in her. That was what I was saying the other day. That was on the day 1. to be recognized amongst thousands and tens of thousands of people, to be like a pole star. A trainer should attract or should be shining like a pole star, so that there might be hundreds of stars or thousands of stars around it, but still the pole star can be recognized amongst all of them. That way, for that particular reason, for that particular cause, setting of goals is very important as a part of the trainer. Setting that goals that ought to be realistic. I mean to say, the other day also I was saying they have to be realistic. Means realistic in the sense, yes, I can achieve it and I will do it. It should not be that I can do it. I will do it. That confirmation, that stability should come instantaneously into the minds and the hearts and the soul and the body of the trainer. That yes, I'll do it. Whatsoever may come, I'll be there on time and I'll deliver that to the best of, not to the best of my knowledge, to the best of the appreciation of the participants. I might be having n number of huge knowledge in my mind. Whatever may be the best of my knowledge, I can deliver. But if that delivery is not understood by the participants, if that delivery is not causing any effective effect rather, on the participants, those who wants to implement that, those who wants to practice that in their practical life and come up in their career, if it doesn't affect those things, if it doesn't has an impact on those things, then that cannot be achieved. So setting of goals should be very realistic and should be reachable. Reachable in the sense, whenever we set a goal, whenever we are delivering a session to the participants, it should be reachable to the participant in the sense that it should be understandable to the participants in the most easiest way that they can understand. That was the reason the other day also I was saying, whenever we do give examples, let us have example A, example B, example C, one in the sophisticated manner, one in the good manner, one in the very low understanding people's way, very simple one. All the three set of examples has to be set by us. For that, the other day I told you 5 P's. Practice, prepare. Those first 2 P's has to be carried out by us, being the trainers. Then what would happen is that when we deliver our sessions in such a pattern, when we deliver our sessions in that realistic conditions, that time the impact of the training would be very, very, very effective, and it encourages the participants to grow, excel in their all the 3 styles of lifestyles, that is personal, professional, and the social lifestyle. Otherwise, it will not be that easy. So it is our duty, it is our responsibility rather to set the goals in each and every stage we work. And for that, establishing that SMART goal, that means understanding that SMART part of it, acronym, and imparting that technique into the minds of the participants. That whatever you inject, whatever you impart the training, those things, that SMA, RT, all the 5 categories has to be injected into the minds and soul and the body of the participants. That should be the effectiveness whenever a trainer delivers a training. Next slide, ma'am. Yes. As we can say these things, like it is a matter of being smart with your goals. Being smart with your goals. What does literally smart means? Hey, you look smart now. What does it mean? Right? You look something extraordinary. You look apart from others. You are looking something unique. That thing has to be there even while we set the goals. Many of the people say, most of the participants, they say, yes, I'll set my goal. I want to become a doctor. Yes, you will become a doctor. You do MBBS, you will become a doctor. Even if you do MS, MD, MS, whatever you do, and post that you do FRCS, FR, whatever you do, you are called as a doctor only. You take any medicinal course, you do Ayurvedic, you do homeopathic, you do allopathic, you do natural therapy, whatever you do, you are being called as a doctor. But what is that smartness in becoming a doctor? To hold that degree, hold that graduation as a doctor, what is that smartness that you can achieve? That people recognize you not only as a doctor, but as a specific doctor for a specific treatment. That is what is smart is. So, as it is already explained here, the acronym which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Of all the things, the last but not the least, it is always timely, where if you learn, if you implement, and if you are prone to one particular thing in our life, that is the time management, then rest all comes in its place. That's why there is a saying, a time for everything, everything at its time. And a place for everything, everything at its place. If you follow these two lines in your life, you are done with it. So let us unpack each sector of creating a smart goal. Smart, yes. Specific. Here, next slide, ma'am. Specific means you have to be specific to the grassroots of your goal. That was what I was saying. If you want to do medicine, if you want to become a doctor, or if you want to do engineering, you want to become an engineer. Say you want to do some administrative course and you want to become a finance expert, or you want to become an administrative course and you want to become a economics expert. In those categories, in those fields, in those verticals, which domain are you picking up? In that domain, what is the grassroots that you want to get into? That grassroots, where you get into, takes you to the toppest branch of the tree, where the tree stands tall and is visible to the person, those who are standing at the foremost distance also. That is what that specific means. If you want to become a doctor, yes, fine, become a doctor. In which this thing category you want to make yourself a specific doctor, right? Just like, though whether it is a personal goal, whether it is a professional goal, even setting up the social goals is also very important in our life. So you have to pick very specifically, if I want to become a surgeon, a cardiologist surgeon, in that cardiology surgeons, in cardiology, what is that one particular expertise I am going to do myself? Just a heart transplantation, or just in the cardiology, just I want to become a preliminary stage specialist, or just I want to get into the place of where stent insertion and all those things are done. These sort of a thing, this specific, that you get into the grassroots, notify and identify your specificness in that, get into that grassroots, and then think, if you get into that particular thing, specific goal in your professional life, how much you would improve your personal life. And when you take the result of these two things, that is the goal achieved in your professional life and the fame and the name that you have got in your personal life, where you would reach in your social life. That thing, calculate everything, be specific, but make a solid note of it. This goal setting should not be meant only for the mind. It should be beautifully scribbled on the sheet of paper and should be kept always in front of your eyes, so that every minute, every morning you get up, every moment you move from one place to another place, your mind always keeps on telling you, this is my goal, I have to get here. This is my goal, I have to get here. Then the measurable. Measurable, as I told you on day one very briefly, measurable is another category of setting up the goal. A goal should be measurable in the sense it is not measurable by taking a meter tape or a foot yard or something like that. But am I able to do this? Is it in my capacity? Can I achieve that? I may set my goal to become anything. But do I have that back support in me? Do I have that back support in the sense it is all around 360-degree support? We need to have it. I wanted to become a doctor when I was doing my intermediate. Then if I have to think, does the financial background of my parents allow me to go for that? Or can I get the support from any other financial institutions for taking an educational loan? And does my brilliancy and my literacy help me to get a good job and repay the loan to the loan vendor from whichever the source I have taken the loan? Or do I have that much ability that I can get into a free education system where I go through my entire education system with scholarship funds? In the same pattern, if I want to become a CEO of an organization, I have set my goal. Yes, I want to become the CEO. Say, today I might set my goal. I'll take my own example. Today I might set my goal thinking that I want to overtake Dr. Snigdha ma'am. Snigdha ma'am is the chairperson of Indian chapter, but I want to become the CEO of the IIU for the entire globe. Yes, very good. It is achievable. Is it measurable? My goal setting is right. I am very specific. If I have to measure that, do I know those languages that rest of the countries, when I go and visit them, when I go and give a speech, other than English, can I touch the rural folks of that country who may not be good at understanding English, but they might be good in the regional language? How would I improve that particular regional language? Or can I pay a translator with me, whoever translates my speech into that regional language? Do I have that capacity? Measure that. In the same way, whenever we set a goal as a trainer, yes, my session is there at 8 p.m. today. I have agreed for it. Before agreeing, I should set my goal. Yes, I have set my goal. Okay, tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock, I will prepare my PPTs. I will do everything ready. Measurable. Do I have knowledge about that particular topic? Can I deliver it effectively? Or can I just read out the slides and push the time so that the participants will not miss the day's session, whether they are bored or interested? That is not bothering me. Set that measurable thing in your thing. As a trainer, we have to measure our capabilities and capacity that this particular topic, I can do it easily, I can do justice to it. That is what is more important in the measurable things, because they are not only quantifiable, measurable goals reveal whether or not the benchmark could be met or not. You know your abilities best. You know your capabilities best. You know your strengths best. You know your weaknesses best. With all those factors in mind, you have to measure your goal. Yes, I can do that. This is how the training should be imparted to the participants also when they set a goal, that look for everything that can support you, and which, if at all, if there is a hurdle in between, what are the measures that you are going to cross those hurdles or remove those hurdles? That is what does measurable means, right? Because if they are not measurable, then you cannot afford you the opportunity to be decisive. You cannot take a decision. You cannot take, or you cannot make a very firm or a very stern decision and just keep on hoping or just keep on guessing throughout your life, which would increase the pressure and stress on you. Even otherwise, when this pressure and stress increases in one's mind, they get into depression. And going ahead, they will start repenting for the same thing which was not possible, instead of thinking further, looking forward, and to lead their life. That is the reason. If it is not measurable, if it is not achievable, it is not in your capacity. Set a goal B. If the A is not available, I'll go for B. It is as good as giving a very realistic impact. Example, you go to a fruit vendor, there will be 5 varieties of apple kept in the window and with the fruit vendor's stall. One particular category of apple costs you some $50. The other might cost you $100. The in between might cost you $70. The fourth might cost you $20. The fifth one might cost you $150. So if you want to purchase apple, look at the capacity, measure your wallet. Does your wallet permits you? Your goal is to purchase the apple. Which type of apple that you are going to purchase? Does your wallet allows you? Measure your wallet. That means measure your capacity, measure your capability. That is what the measurable in SMART tells you. Then the next category is achievable. Is it achievable? Is it easy? Is there any hurdles in between? Because when you set a realistic goal, when you set a true goal that can be measured by you, and you have that ability, capability, capacity in you, and you have the relevant knowledge about that, only then it will be achievable. I'm an arts graduate. Now, yesterday, the day one also I gave the same example. I'm an art graduate. I want to pursue medicine. Is it possible? Is it achievable? Of course, it is achievable. Then I have to go down the line. I have to get into my intermediate again. Take up science as my major subject. Yes, somebody is speaking. Mrinalji, Manal Sarab, you want to say something? Fine. I have to get back to my education again. I have to get back to intermediate again, and I have to start understanding the science. In the science, I have to start understanding chemistry and biology to become a medicinal expert. Is it achievable? Is it within the realm possibility? Whether your physical resources and the human resources that are available within your company. Within your company here, it is set for the corporate thing. Within your company means within yourself. In the same way as a trainer, do I have that relevant knowledge of delivering that particular topic? Or if you don't have that relevant, if someone comes and asks me to do a financial training to the bank, am I having the knowledge of the financial sector? I know what is a bank. Can I explain each and every terms of a bank? So all these things, if I just having a knowledge of a bank will have 4 types of accounts, you can open any account, you can close any account, you will get interest. That is will not suffice. That is not the sufficient knowledge one would be providing. So if someone asks, tomorrow if even IIU comes and asks me, Ravi sir, you are the most relevant person, you are the most realistic trainer, you deliver your training session on BFSI, that is the banking, financial sectors and insurance. Do I have that knowledge in me? Do I know what is the term economic means? Do I know what is the complete definition of finance? Do I know accounts? How many columns would be there in an account book? Only then I can achieve that goal as a trainer. Otherwise, I have to say, thank you so much. I'm very sorry. I am not relevant for this particular thing. So a trainer should be aware of himself or herself to understand the topic and measure himself or herself whether is it my cup of tea or not. But to put it down on the papers might be difficult because it requires a lot of planning process, because you cannot have to put it aside because pie in the sky, perfect world aspirations, you have to do a lot of gym here. Means I meant to say you have to do a lot of exercise over here to evaluate yourself first and upgrade, upskill your talent and have that physical resources available at the right time for you. So being realistic and thinking about your own self, doing the self-SWOT rather, before you set your goal and achieve that goal. Right? Because at times what would happen is that we want to touch the sky. That is the goal. But who will put the ladder to the sky? That is the question, which is an unanswerable question. Everybody wants to touch the sky, but who will put the ladder to the sky? That do I have that ladder in me? Only then I should set my goal to touch the sky that is achievable. If not, that sky is not achievable to me, I cannot achieve to touch the sky, then I should drop that goal. Right? Any questions so far? All okay? Fine. Then, next, relevant. So with goals that embody your core values, you will find yourself more inspired to reach them in times of hardship. It's not enough just to set lofty ambitions. They must be relevant and help you stay on track. What does that relevant mean? Relevant means, are you on the right path that your wheels can move smoothly? If you are on a very congested and a very narrow mud road, can a huge 30-ton tanker move on that? Or just a bicycle is easy for you to move on that road? Which is relevant? 30-ton tanker or the a simple bicycle? Relevant. Is that goal, whatever you have set, does it falls within the stream of your education? Your education means whatever the academic expertise that you have achieved, does that fall in the same line? You might be inspired by because inspiration is external, motivation is internal. There would be a lot of external inspirations we get. At times, you might get diversified or you might get diverted from your educational stream where you might plan to get into a generic goal setting. Say, for example, I am pursuing my engineering. I want to become a football player. Yes. Then you might ask me the question, you want to become a football player, why are you pursuing engineering then? You should have gone to some simple graduation. You should have done some BA, BCom, BSc, BBA, BBM or something other financial graduation, generic graduations. You would have practiced throughout your life and you would have become a football player. True that. But to become a football player also, am I practicing my football from my childhood? Do I have the capability of dribbling the ball? Can I spin the ball within the gap of my foot? Do I have that knowledge? Do I have that capability? I am not into sports at all. I want to become a football player at the age of 40, 30, 20. When will I become that football player where I can be recognized as a football player by the universe? Or I want as a cricketer by the universe. From when I have started practicing it, from when I have started dedicating myself into that particular game. And post my retirement from the game, what would I do for my living? What would be the earnings? For that, I need to have some academic certification. I need to have some academic graduation or qualification by which I will get a reasonable and a healthy earning even post my retirement from whichever the field I am into, where I can use my knowledge about that and achieve my goal. So that is what is relevant means. In the recent training industry research report found that about 1/3 of the respondents face challenges with the content relevancy. This is very important from the point of view of the trainers. As a trainer, many trainers, as I mentioned it in this thing that about 1/3 of the trainers. 1/3 of the trainers say, okay, sir, if you give me the content, I will deliver it. Will the delivery be effective? Will that delivery give any knowledge to the participants where they can implement that knowledge and build their career in the better way? Just getting the content and delivering, even a teacher can do. Then why the trainers? A faculty in a college can do. That's what they keep on doing throughout their professional life. Whatever is there in the book, they read it out, make some amends to it, simplify it, and tell it to the students. But will the students be implement those learnings? No. Because the content is huge, delivery is huge, though that much huge deliveries cannot be implemented in the life. But then that is the difference between a trainer and a tutor. Do I have that comprehension capability in you as a trainer to comprehend a given information to you and create a slide with the bullet points, and if you just look at that one bullet point and if you are ready to deliver a 10 minutes or a 15 minutes or a half an hour speech on that, on one particular bullet point. Can I develop that content? Do I have that relevancy in me? Tomorrow if someone comes and tells me, Dr. Ravi, can you handle this topic and can you deliver any effective training on this? An impactful training on this. If I have to deliver that training, I should be capable of understanding the content, whatever they give. After understanding, can I comprehend that? Or can I mold that into the way of delivery where it goes and sits into the minds and souls of the participants and they start practicing that in their life immediately? Because otherwise, what would happen? As we have seen in the training industry, most often the training content loses the relevance when information is too general to be applicable. Everyone knows what is the general information that we give. That's why I said relevancy here, that doesn't mean that everybody speaks the same thing and you are also speaking the same thing. But what is the difference? Where are you connecting that generic term into a unique term? Where a person finds a uniqueness in that particular term and wants to implement that uniqueness in him and he wants to become a unique person. That is what his relevancy is. So what would this help when the goals are relevant? Or if you want to be a relevant goal setter, then build a performance map connecting training to the impactful behaviors. You should, as we have learned in our
Yes. Yeah. As we have learned these things in our school days, that there are two kinds of what do you call as reading comprehension we do. One is a seen passage, the other one is an unseen passage. That means seen passage, the content is given, the questions, you read the content and answer the questions, simple. But the pattern But at the same time, when we were given the knowledge to answer the unseen passages, that means a pictorial is given in front of you. You have to create a story of your own by looking at the picture and answer the questions that are being asked. If that story that has been created by you, looking at the picture, is not relevant to the picture that is being put in front of you, you will not be able to give the right answers to the questions. So you have to build a map that connects your training and the content. How are you going to comprehend this training content? What are the things that you are going to give it to the participants in an impactful manner that will have an effective performance and an effective improvement in their professional life? And communicate the importance of the training content to your participants. What is that one thing important? You have to communicate that. What is the training content tells about? It is as good as when we do that, say, email etiquettes. What is the difference between the subject line and the subject? The main content. That means the subject line tells what is there in the main body or what is there in the main content. Only looking at the subject, the person will understand, yes, this mail is all about this. So in that pattern, if a trainer can communicate to the participants that what is going to be done, what will be done, and in the end, what all has been done. Can these three things be done? This is called as the BAD technology. That is BAD. This is an acronym. Don't take it into the literal meaning, please. BAD acronym, BAD, means B stands for briefing. That means you have to brief about yourself. You have to brief about the day's delivery, what you are going to deliver. And then you have to brief about the session that is going to happen that day, both technical and tactical. And then A. A stands for action. Post that briefing is done, then you get into the action. That means you start delivering, you start the training session. The training session in a realistic manner. Once you do that, at the end, you will have to debrief. You have to compress the whole training into pulp, and you will be talking only about the pulp. That is, you will be giving the debriefing. That means what are the key takeaways of that particular day and how it has taken place. This is what is to be communicating the training content to the participants. And also, the next thing that we have to be relevant on these things, the very first day also I have told you about these things, empathy. Being empathetic, that is, personalize the learner path. You will have to personalize the learner path. Otherwise, you will not be able to gel with the participants. So, the content relevancy can have a huge impact on the objective of the training, and so it is important for us to design or to create or to articulate the training content to the likes of the targets and to the ease of the target audience or the target lead participants or the target learners, to motivate them as well as improvise and upskill themselves in the key skills that they are looking for. Right? Next slide, ma'am, please. Then timely. Timely, as I already told you, that is the last of the 5. Timely goals, they are anchored within a lifetime, adding time to your sorry, which are measurable goals mentioned earlier, increases their smart and just a second, please. Okay. That smartness which provides one more dimension to measure. That means, I told you other day, every step you put in to achieve your goal, you should set a time frame for it. The time frame, every small thing that you achieve when you have set a goal should be achieved within the time frame that you are set within. Otherwise, it cannot, if you prolong or if you procrastinate one schedule of your goal, then your entire goal will get postponed by a long way. So, everything that you set in your goal, that means if you set a time slot, if you schedule your achievements, every stage of your achievements with a time frame, that becomes the smartness in prioritizing and achieving your goal. Right? Then, because you can achieve your goals overnight, having a deadline will prevent and steady progress towards your ideal destination. Because everything you have set a timeline for it. And once, if you miss that timeline, your deadline will prevent and steady progress towards your ideal duration. Then break down your training sessions or your training goals into the functional sub-goals. That is what I was saying the other day. Short-term goal, mid-term goal and long-term goals. In our training schedules, whatever we make, you should set a goal. Yes, during the first hour of the session, I am going to do from this to this. This is the content that I am going to deliver in my first hour. In the second hour, I am going to deliver this much. So within this 2 hours of this thing, at the end of the second hour, what should be my debriefing? What should be the key takeaways? Or what are the set of questions for the key takeaways I need to check with the participants? So that will give you the realistic learning of the participant, how much you are delivering and how much the participants have captured from you. Because all of us know that the learning is a process, right? It is not a one-time this thing. It is not a OTP. One-time password, it came and it went. No, it is a learning process. And also it is a continuous process. There is no break. There is no full stop for that. Only commas in the learning process. And you cannot learn anything overnight. Or just by saying, yeah, I know it. No. Because I know it always makes you to fall down. It always makes you to step down. What do you know? Because whatever I learned during my academics way back 50 years ago, the same thing, same stream of engineering is there. The content is different. The learning is different. The syllabus is different. If we have to cope with today's generation's engineering system, then I will have to learn what is there in today's engineering system. That is very important for us. Right? Hence, next slide, ma'am, please. If you can create the training goals which are specific, measurable, achievable, that is aligned with your training programs, which are relevant and also which are timely, effective, then you can have an impact on your sessions and also the trainees. Then, what are the key elements for setting the SMART goals that are related to professional development or the skill enhancement? They are deepen your subject expertise, bring new skills into the team. They also give good resource ideas to share with the team. Then it makes you to learn the most important factor of the life, that is the time management. Once you learn the time management, once you implement the time management, you become the most disciplined person on the earth. And then engaging the learners, you'll have get that skill how to engage the learners, means how to engage the participants. Sorry. Then once you do all these things, once you practice setting up your SMART training goals, then automatically you will become a skilled, very professionally skilled facilitator, and you will also have that good. And it will create a hands-on experience. Means that experiential learning will happen over there, and you will be getting that ability, the capability to accept and tackle the challenges. Right? Yeah, next slide, ma'am. So what would happen? This would help you to deepen your subject expertise. That means when you set a goal for each and every training sessions that you are going to do, it will deepen your subject knowledge. That is what you will become a subject expertise. So, which would continuously enhance your knowledge and understanding of your field or understanding of your topic or understanding of your expertise area. For example, attending an industry conferences, participating in the online courses, and read relevant publications to stay updated on the latest developments. Invest your time always in acquiring the in-depth knowledge and understanding within your specific field of specification. To give a small example, enrolling in the advanced training programs, participating in different types of workshops in your field, and engage in mentorship programs to deepen your expertise in your area of specialization. Then you can also bring in some new skills into your team. You can introduce and develop skills that contribute to the team's overall capabilities also, right? Identify and develop the skills that align with the team's goals and contribute to its overall proficiency. Identify and share the valuable resource that benefit the team's objectives and actively seek and distribute relevant resources that can aid the team's knowledge and do the better performance. Then the time management, as I told you earlier, I'm keeping on repeating the same thing. Effectively allocate and prioritize the time for tasks and the projects. Plan effectively, prioritize, allocate the task, ensuring the optimum productivity and meeting deadlines. Engage the learners throughout your session. For that, what you have to do, develop the strategies to make learning experiences more interactive and captivating. Employ various techniques to make learning experiences interactive, participatory, and captivating for the trainers. These things would be incorporated into your knowledge bucket when day before yesterday I told you one small abbreviation. When you follow that technique, key map, she swap in the training session, then you will become a skilled facilitator, which would enhance you to possess the ability to guide and manage the group discussions or the training sessions effectively. Right? So the hands-on experience, as I told you, as you keep on working, as you keep on implementing your knowledge into your practical life, that brings you the hands-on experience. So how do a trainer gets the hands-on experience? By conducting more and more workshops, by attending more and more training sessions. Whether it is you are taking the training sessions or you are sitting through as a shadowing a training session, that gives you lots of hands-on experience, and that would give you lot of practical knowledge gain through direct involvement in the tasks or the projects or the simulations or the sessions you are going to conduct. So, as an important part to the trainers should cultivate this skill of accepting the challenges and also tackling the challenges. So, one's approach for the trainer should always be in such a way that you should accept the challenge and also should cultivate the habit of tackling the challenge as well. Thank you so much, my dear participants, to all of you for so patiently listening to me all this time. And I would not like to consume more time here because one more facilitator or one more trainer, our beloved Dr. Srividya ma'am, is waiting in the line. Let me give some time. Let me give some room to her. Thank you so much. All the best. I wish all of you to become the most effective and the most shining trainers in your life, in your professional career. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi Kumar. Now we have Dr. Srividya with us. Dr. Srividya ma'am.
Snigdha ma'am?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, Snigdha ma'am.
No, I'm saying Dr. Srividya. Are you there, Dr. Srividya? Yeah, she was there in the meeting.
Yeah, she was there in the meeting. I mean, I was able to see her.
Yeah.
I'm here, dear.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll just give you the
Am I
option
audible?
to share the screen. Yeah.
You're audible. Snigdha ma'am,
Yes, sir.
may I have the permission to leave?
Yes, sir.
Because there are
Yes, sir.
some other
Thank you
So
tasks
so
am I
to do.
much.
audible,
Thank
dear?
Yeah. You can
Okay, ma'am.
share
Thank
the
you so much.
screen.
Thank you.
You are audible. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Okay, so can I continue?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
Hope you're able to hear what I'm speaking.
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you, thank you. So good evening, a warm welcome to one and all who have joined this session again. Some people from Singapore, I could see the messages in the chat box, like it is already 10:30. So that's the passion. And as Sri Vidya, this is what I am. And let me just try sharing my screen. So my request to my fellow participants and the trainees who have joined in today is that if at all we are stuck up with any kind of technical glitches like yesterday, let's handle it with more professionalism. And you can always stop me and you can always tell me exactly that you're not able to view my screen and you would like to have the screen to be viewed. I'm always there to help you. So let's all together celebrate this moment of our life so as to evolve as self, community, and terrain. That means what is required is that we need to evolve. That's the purpose of this training session, definitely. So the change brings in us will influence the community and we will be able to take it forward to the terrain. Terrain is the earth. On that note, I extend a warm welcome to you all. And as we all know, destiny is a wonderful tapestry in which every thread of our life is guided by an unspeakable tender hand, could be your mentor, could be your guide. And in the first place, it is God. And every single experience that you experience, like the session for today, is placed beside another thread by thread and held, carried on to 100 others that we are going to take it forward. So we created with the vision and the mission. So that's what is the goal setting is all about. So when you talk about the goal, hope you will agree with me. Goals are nothing but the dreams that we have. And the dreams are not those which we dream, which we think, or which we imagine when we sleep. But dreams are the ones which don't allow us to sleep. That's what's shared by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And that's what the word goal is all about. So in today's session, as Dr. Ravi Kumar was mentioning, what we're going to see is about the knowledge and the skill sharing. When we talk about the skill sharing, it's deepening the subject knowledge, developing an expertise, dwelling in new skills, and such that we are able to take forward the 8 E's of learning. That is engage, explore, experience, so that you evolve and you also evaluate and you are able to take it forward to the community such that you're able to explicit and being an example to the community and you become a leader. So that's what we're going to see further. And so in that case, what is required is good resource ideas to share with, as he rightly mentioned, time management, how to manage time, how to engage the learner who is going to learn from you, being a very skilled facilitator who will facilitate the process, and with good organizational skills, hands-on experience, and accept and handle all kind of challenges that we come across in this process. That's what is going to be your takeaways. So coming back to today's topic, goal. What does this word mean? Exactly, what is meant by a goal? Go for goals. It could be ambition, it could be an intention, it could be an objective, it could be a rational, it could be a target, it could be a design that you just patternized, and it could be a destination, it could be just a duty, it could be the end target, it could be an intention, taking it forward towards a project, it could be the final limit or the boundary, or it could be a mark, it could be a mission, or it could be an objective. So moving further, what is this goal? What relates you to that particular circumstance or the environment in which you are experiencing as a person, that defines your goal for that particular moment. That is what is that.
Yes.
But end of the
Excuse,
day, sorry,
excuse me,
my
madam.
slides are not moving.
They are not moving. Slightly not moving.
Now is it moving? Okay, let me share it one more time. Because I'm logged in from 2 devices, maybe because of that. Hope
Yes.
now
okay.
it's seen.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So in today's session, this is what we are going to see. So I was mentioning about the 8 E's of learning. With all these, you want me to go through it? I will go through it. Otherwise, so we talked about exactly what is the purpose of this session and how is it going to do good to you as such, taking it forward to the community as a trained trainer or a coach. And when we talk about the goal, is that the passion, the main thing, what is required is a passion that is deep, the one which lies deep inside you, that will not allow you to just stay or calm until you achieve it. So that's what is the goal is all about. So in that process, what is required is that we need to deepen our subject knowledge. We need to develop the expertise. We need to dwell in the new skills that will acquire, and we adapt to the 8 E's of learning, sharing good resource ideas, with time management, engaging the learner, being a skilled facilitator with good organizational skills, and engaging in hands-on experiences, accept the challenge. This, in other words, as educators, we all know about the Bloom's taxonomy of knowledge, understanding, application, evaluation, and the synthesis. So moving ahead, so we have covered it in the term ways or in the using the scientific process as well. So when it comes to the goal, what is meant by a goal? We have seen certain synonyms, that it could be an ambition, it could be an intention, it could be an objective, it could be a target, it could be a design that is taking you in the process, or it could be the final destination, it could be the end, it could be the intent, or it could be an objective or a rational or a limit or a boundary. It could be a mission, or end of the day, it is just the vision and the mission that you're going to take forward in this goal setting process. So what is this word, where this word goal comes from? When you see about the etymology of the word goal, it says that it is the end point of a race, It's of an uncertain origin or a boundary or a limit. It could be the final destination where you're going to reach. Or in other words, it could be an obstacle or a barrier from which you recoup and you evolve and you set up your next goal to move forward. Or in other words, like how did it relate to the sports? When it comes to the sports, it is the long pole, the final pole that we just stuck with, where we reach our goal, where we place the ball to put the score, and such that that's how the word goal is more related to the world of sports. However, whether it is a life experience or a sport event, in either ways, goal is that you achieve. Not to get stuck there, to move forward. So the word derivation, why is a goal called a goal? Is that you are setting up a target for yourself, you're achieving it, and you don't get stopped there, and you move forward in the process such that you're able to achieve the goal in the process, doing what is required for that particular situation or the particular experience that you are facing in that particular time of your life, and also the place. So here everything counts: the time, the place, and the people. End of the day, what is being the goal, to whom it is being delivered, how it is being delivered, when it is being achieved, after achieving, what are the next steps. So that derives the goal. So setting up a goal is definitely not a destination, it is an ongoing journey. That's what we need to understand. So again, as I told you, when you know exactly what is your goal, what is your particular goal, who should we involve in this process? That is what is the thing. This is a beautiful story. I'll be very happy if I'm able to play this video. I'm sure I'm not able to be placed. This is a story of a sailor. The sailor was an old sailor, and because of his old age, he has stopped working. But his boss had a ship which had a hole in it, and he was not able to use the ship. He called everyone who were so experts in this particular field to mend the ship, but nobody was able to do that. But finally, he called the old sailor himself to come and mend the ship. Repair the ship. So the old sailor came with only one hammer, and he just tapped it from the right and the left. Finally, the ship started working, and everybody was so confused, surprised, and wonder of amaze. They wanted to ask the sailor, "You just brought one hammer and tapped it right and the left. How were you able to do it?" And though the ship is able to fix it himself. So the sailor said, "It's my experience, which I've learned from the past experience over the years, has given me this knowledge. I will definitely share it with you when time comes." But moving forward, the sailor sends a bill of about 2,200. Didn't do anything. You just brought a hammer and you just tapped it right and left. And how is it going to do good to me? And what's such a heavy bill that you're giving? And he said, his reply was the crucial point of exactly related to our goal setting. Is that what he said? That is, knowing that exactly to tap, I'm going to charge, where to tap on the ship, I charge you 2,000 exactly. And How to tap charged you another 200. That is what is the thing. That means we need to have the right people in the right direction with the right mentoring to move forward with our goal. So what is required to setting up of a goal? Exactly what to do is one thing, and with whom, with the right kind of people, in the right direction, in the right time, and to achieve it, moving forward, what is required as the next steps. When these are defined, then you have already set your goal. This is what is so called SMART goals. That means you set your goal, you know exactly you're going to achieve it with very simplicity, that is totally measurable, and you're able to achievable within the given time, and you're able to reflect on it. Okay. So this is how we set the goal. So what is required in this process is to achieve a goal, we need the right people, right place, right time, right strategy, right attitude, and the right effort. These are the key things that we should always remember when we set our goals. Do we have the right people with us? Are we working with the right people who are in the certain same level of wavelength, who are able to think in the same way that as we think, as are we in the right place for executing our goal, and executing in the right place in the sense whether it is home or as it is personal goal, whether it is office your goal or the community goal, are we in the right place to execute this particular goal that you have set? Say, for example, if it is for school scenario, writing a lesson plan, conducting an examination, or doing a project with your team people, could be anything, but are we in the right place? Are we at the right time? And is this the right time to execute the goal? Are we following the right strategy with the methodology, with the right attitude, such that we could evade all the negative vibes and be in the positive mode to make a proper right effort to achieve the goal? So these are the key things that we should remember when we set up a goal. So again, this is a video. In this, what happens? The mother duck moves around with the kids, and this is a water. This is a flowing of water. And when they move, what happens? The small duck, it falls into the hole. In the sense, like, why did this happen? Because what is required, what do we understand by this video is that lacking of proper direction while executing the goal is what is required. So that's what we learn from this video. So when we set up a goal with the right people in the right place, in the right time, with the right strategy, with the right attitude, with the right effort, what is required is that right direction. So that is what is required to move forward to execute your goal. So this is again goal setting guidelines. How do we set our goal? Though this video is not going to be played here because the internet is very slow. That's why it's not picking up. I'm sorry about it. So in this goal setting process, few simple steps that we can follow is that think, sit down, and accomplish exactly, break it down into a small picture and a bigger picture. That means you have a very smaller picture. That means the immediate goal that you will be able to achieve. But with the small pictures, with the smaller goals, one after the other, as I was mentioning about your destiny is the bigger picture, the bigger goal that you want to achieve. Say, for example, in a school scenario, if it is the summative assessments that we are talking, so many formative assessments the marks are being decoded and made into the grade, and it is summed up to the summative assessment. Likewise, achieving all these small goals together, put together, give us the direction, makes a pathway for us to achieve the bigger goal. And when you achieve it, please don't forget to celebrate your accomplishment. So what is required here in the goals setting process is that small goals to the big goals, make a plan of action, celebrate every single achievement that you do so that you review, you refurbish, you regenerate, you rejuvenate, and you refresh, and to move on to achieve, and you remain no static, always it is dynamic, so that you make the changes in the process of evolution, such that every single experience is a learning experience towards the final goal. So when you achieve your goals are definitely the powerful motivators. As I mentioned in the second slide, those are the dreams which never let you sleep. They keep the urge in you, they keep the fire in you to move forward, to tell you exactly what is required, and not to give up for any failures or any learning experience or learning shortcomings. It keeps the fire in you to keep on moving again and again, treating every single experience as a learning experience, measuring it as a next target towards your bigger picture. That is what is required. So this is achieved in different steps. That is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So there are 4 different processes which are involved in it. Any questions? Because we are going to move into the technicalities of it. Any questions? Can we move further, please? Okay. So moving further, what we need to do while setting our goals is that categorize your goals very clearly in the scenario, everyday situation, on everyday basis that we do normally. So what is meant by categorization of the goals? Either it could be related to your education factor or your career, your office work, or your family, your personal, and your finance. On everyday basis, we need to have this goal setting process. I'm sure everybody must be doing it. Don't we write those small to-do list? Definitely we'll be doing it. To-do list or some reminders in WhatsApp, whatever thing. That is what is the exact goal. When you do that, don't put everything into a big thing and such that everything is getting messed up. What is important is that categorizing into the different disciplines. This is my education goal for today. Say, for example, you need to complete a particular assignment that is for education, for career. Okay, in your office, I need to complete this presentation successfully. So with all the people. And when you said this, what is very important? Always remember those right people, right direction, right time, right approach, right strategy, and right attitude. So that will take your goal forward. Of course, with the if at all there is a failure or you're not able to achieve it, treat it as a learning experience. That is what is important. So when you categorize the goal on everyday basis, what is very, very important is, this is my goal, education goal for today. This is my office goal for today. This is my family goal for today. Even taking a family out for a movie or for a get-together or bringing a gift home or buying grocery, the particular grocery for that day. That's your goal. So we need to set the targets. We need to categorically, very clearly, on a personal level, sometimes including the corporate or the present scenario of working situation, your corporate goals, or sometimes a society goal, taking part in a community gathering or moving ahead. What am I going to do? Am I going to present? Am I going to sing there? I'm going to present a hymn, whatever thing. Please remember, categorically, you set your goals very clearly in a to-do list and see whether you are with the right group people, in the right direction, in the right process. Who can do this measuring? Only you can do, because you are the one, you are the doer who is doing it. So you need to measure it every now and then, evaluate such that what all shortcomings, what all remedials which are required, immediately sometimes you will be able to fix it and move forward. But go step by step. Always remember, set your bigger picture, the large goals first. From these ones, you need to cascade them to, because these large goals are the ones with the vision of about 10 to 15. Say, for example, what is meant by large goal? In the sense you completing your studies, your PhD, your doctorate, that could be a long-term goal. That is a long-term goal, which involves some years of experience, years of study, which is required. For doing that, your smart short-term goals could be going for a training like this, under you recouping skills which are required, empowering you with the skills which are required, then acquiring knowledge which is required. Then when you acquire knowledge, how to experience that knowledge, getting into the project management, getting into the project that is required. So all these short-term goals as formative assessments together take it to the summative. It will reach you step by step to your final bigger picture. So you should know how to break down your smaller goals such that you are able to achieve your lifetime goals. Can we move further? Like, am I fast or am I okay? Any questions?
Very good. Thank you so
Very
much.
good.
Excellent.
Very good. Excellent. Yes.
Thank you. Hope my screen is moving.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So how will you write it down? How will you do this? So you know that you're going to achieve a bigger picture with all the smaller picture. Okay. So when you do that, how to do that? As I told you, as I mentioned, write down your goals. In today, if you open Instagram, the 101 manifesting things. What do they say? Write it down. Write it down on the left-hand side of your body. Write it down on the right-hand side of your body. Write it down on a paper. You write it for 51 times. You write it for 21 times. Keep that paper in your purse or a wallet. What is that exactly what they're doing? Manifesting. Seeing is believing. Out of sight is out of mind. So write it down. If possible, write it on every day, if it is, so that you are able to view it. When you, as ma'am was mentioning, Stella ma'am was mentioning, the powerful word of multiple intelligences, as other person was also mentioning, visual intelligence, auditory intelligence, kinesthetic intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, and numerical intelligence, all the smart goals, everything really works in the self such that you are able to achieve your goal. End of the day, all these things cumulatively, they take you forward to your goal, that your destiny. So in the first place, what is required? To write down your goals. So you have your to-do list from today ready for your career, your office, your family, your recreation, your kids. It could be anything. Categorically discipline them, write them down for each and every discipline and the domain. So because there will be no good to you if it is there in your head and you're likely to forget. Write it down. Seeing is believing. As you visualize, it will go into your head and you will be able to cherish it, live with that, such that it becomes your life, a part of your life, and you will make every necessary effort which is required in the right direction to achieve it. So when you set your precise goals, don't forget to include the date and time and also the amount. Why? Because when you write it down, always you can go back. As you know, reviewing is very important. When you make a coffee or when you make a dish in the kitchen, don't we taste it? Why do we do that? It's the QA. QC and QA is very important. Quality control and quality assurance is very, very important for getting any project successfully done. So in that case, do write the time, do write the date, and do write the amounts. Exactly how many times did you repeat to achieve there, and measure your achievement. If you're repeating it to the next step, doesn't matter. If you're not getting there in the first step, you will definitely get it in the 50th step or the 100th step. Doesn't matter. Every single step leads you to the final. Is a big leap to fly high. You're going to reach there. And when you achieve your achievement, celebrate it. Very importantly, just celebrate it. That moment, pat yourself on your back. That will boost your energy, motivate you to set your next target with a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. So do it on an everyday basis. Just do it, just try it. Set a goal, family goal. I need to take my family out for a dinner today. So take them out for the dinner. Give them whatever they ask for. Enjoy that particular moment. Come back. On a personal note, take out that thing. That time, you feel that your goal has been accomplished with the sense of accomplishment, thinking about all those smiling faces of the dinner, such that your goal is achieved. So enjoy. Remember, the goal setting is not just the process that you see in others. Say, for example, in a corporate scenario, when you work in a corporate scenario, you set a goal for yourself. You're going to train a trainee or a new person who has joined the office. So when you assign tasks to them, imagine you're going to give all the tasks with the JDs, your job responsibilities. You need to do this. How will the other person react to? He will feel like just dropping everything and running out of the office. Instead, set him smart short-term goals, saying that this is what you will do, this is what you will do, this is what is the thing. And don't forget to celebrate the achievement of that person, such that you are able to ameliorate your respect with that other person, and the impact of the bonding that you're going to develop and with that particular person is immeasurable. Hope you will agree with me. So this is how we should set our goals. In this process, the key thing is evaluating and measuring. For QC and QA is very, very important. Whether it is personal goal or a community or a corporate goal for an office or for a community goal, doesn't matter. This is what is important. What went wrong? What did not go wrong? If at all you have enjoyed a particular moment of it, which is the moment that you enjoyed the mood, that was very easy for you to achieve, or the other person could achieve. So that will define the other person very clearly in you. In the sense, like yesterday, for example, let's take the yesterday's session as an example. In yesterday's session, doctor was mentioning your screen is not moving. So today I'm very cautious in every steps to see that, is my screen moving? Is my screen moving? So this is very, very important. Ultimatum is that what is the main objective of the session? The learner should benefit. So to achieve that, what is required? If this is required, If I should not be too fast, I should give more kind of examples. I should be more relatable to the particular situation. Why not we do that? Ultimatum is that our goal or objective should be achieved. So this evaluation, this measuring process is the key thing which is very required in achieving success. So for this, again, one more story is that if at all, I will come back to it during the course of the session. Let's hang on to this now. So when you achieve your goal, which was the difficult part in it? What was required to come across that difficulty, that adversity part of it? And what was the skill which is required to recoup yourself, to evolve yourself in that particular situation, to move forward? Exactly. So this, what is evaluating measure is very good. And what is the key thing? Write it down. Every single step, please put it down. On a everyday, note it, go back, review, check whether, okay, achieved with a sense of accomplishment, again, celebrate it. If it is a learning experience, go back, check. How many times did I fail? Every time, what was my learning experience? How did I move further? What was the skill, what was required? What was the remedial thing which was required to take it forward? Look into it such that you come up with a plan of action, with the right strategy, with the right attitude, with the right effort, in the right direction. You will be moving forward with your goals. So this is what is so-called SMART goals. Being specific, measurable, attainable, which has relevance, and which is totally time-bound. So this, I'm not going to elaborate because it has been elaborated in the previous session for you. So with your permission, I'm moving forward as being specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and with the time-bound process, we are able to move further. So what is required in this, that review, which is very key thing to gain a clear on objective of your talents or the skill that is required to deliver to the right people who is with the right attitude with you in the right direction. Understand how others experience you and your association as strength and struggles or weaknesses. Identify the gaps between you and the other person whom you are working with, and what is the final objective. Always your final, the bigger picture will be always there, but all these small steps, the small goals that we are setting, that will take you further. So in that, your identification of the gaps is very important to move forward in the small steps that takes you forward to the final destination. Understand how to create that legacy. Legacy, in other words, is the impact, the final impact or the outcome or the output. That's a bigger picture. That's the target. That's the target to achieve there. Exactly. How to move on to that final goal, to that final destination of mine. How to move on. Imagine that you're playing a football match. How does the ball move here and there? Finally, where is the goal? The final goal is the final boundary where everybody says, yeah, we are achieved it. So how to go there? All these small directions, all these small steps takes you forward. Understand how to create this mapping to reach the final destination. So only who can do that? Only you can do that, such that you develop your personal leadership development to become the leader that you want to be. So to achieve the goal, hope everybody will agree with me that what we require is the right people, right place, right team and the time, right strategy, right attitude, right effort. So moving forward, some of the examples for us to understand. We all know this person. We don't have any politics against them. What went wrong is that as a leader, if we are too very ambitious, it can lead to several mishaps. So to avoid this, we have to have the right people in the right direction to achieve the goal. So this is again a beautiful video of a corporate setup, exactly. Because moving forward, till now, what we have seen as a person, exactly how to set your goal, how to move forward, how to take it forward, how to review, how to evaluate, how to motivate yourself, how to celebrate your achievement, moving forward. All these things that we have seen as a personal goal. Now, when it comes to this corporate setup, when you are going to work with a team of people, what kind of goals that we need to set in. My sincere apologies for not playing this video. Let me try because it might work. It's a very beautiful video. However it is, we'll see how best we can just work on that. So when a manager in a corporate situation, when a manager or a head of business exhibits a lack of ethical behavior, being very stressful, bossing around people, what happens? He will lose his respect. Losing his respect of his employees, then finally, nobody will be there to pay heed to him. So what is very important is that we need to have a very ethical behavior with a self-decorum, which whom we can, with a sense of empathy, such that our employers are more with the receiving end, and they will be willing to work with us on the platform of respect, trust, understanding, and team effort. So when you are going to set your goal with all these things, again, I repeat, respect, trust, empathy, the understanding, and also about achieving your goal with a team effort, you will be able to achieve your goal in a corporate scenario. So these are the things as a person that we need to develop in it, and we have to develop on this platform of working together. So the right person in pursuing the dream will be able to help you. So you can inspire your fellow employees or the fellow colleagues who are working with you with a proper guidance in the rightful direction to achieve the goal. Because end of the day, when it comes to the corporate goal, the impact or the inflictions will be more. So here, there is definitely, when it comes to the corporate success, there is no question of failure. So everything has to be, if not perfect, at least close to perfect. So we need to have the right person on the lead. So the right person will be able to guide and mentor the whole goal setting process with the inspiration of the vision of the future, motivate and inspire the people with whom they are working, manages the delivery of the vision, coaches and build the team with a team effort such that your key performance indicators are not just KPIs, to keep the people interested, to keep the people informed with the short-term targets that you're going to set for them, to keep the people involved who are going to stand beside you when we have shortcomings, saying that don't worry, we'll be able to do it, let's do it. So involvement, keeping the people involved and keeping the people inspired to achieve that bigger vision, the bigger goal, is very, very important as the KPIs as we move forward. 1 second. Okay, it should work now. Hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So with the right strategy, the true leaders as we are, when we set our goals, we always practice the 3 R's. Respect for self, respect for others, and the responsibility for all the actions. Thereby, we are in the right direction and you take it forward. So you will be able to inspire your teammates by showing them how amazing you are as they deliver your goods, and you inspire them by showing how amazing they are by working together with you as a team person. So your role as a leader will evolve as a team player as you are able to move further. So the bosses whom we remember as always were always the bosses who have provided a space to grow, opened career doors, defended exactly what is required. That means for all the shortcomings, saying that don't worry, we'll move further, recognize, acknowledge, and reward us, develop as leaders, inspire as we stretch higher. They lead by example, where you're going to do that. Thereby, we achieve our goals. With the right focus. So as a leader, when you set your goal, what is required is with the right focus. You remember, you can relate to the archer figure, the picture that we had in the beginning of the session, the target, that is very important. So when you have your focus, these are the 3 areas of focus that we need to have around. The inner focus that shows exactly what is required in you as a person, in your thoughts, in your feelings, and your emotion in achieving that goal. That will help you in your intuition and your decision making. What is required, what is the skill that you need to equip yourself that will have an influence upon others. When it comes to the others focus, the ability to think about that situation from others' view, being empathetic, putting yourself in their shoes. If at all anything didn't work out, why did it work out? How did this happen? What made it happen this way? What could have been done well? What could have been avoided? What could have been done as a proactive measure? So thinking everything from their point of view will help you to have your others focus, whether it is personal focus or the other person's focus. End of the day, our target is what? Achieving that particular goal. So all these things catalyst towards achieving that particular goal, whether it is the skill that is required in you to recoup and to move further, or it is empathetically thinking about helping the other person how to overcome that particular situation with the shortcoming, whether it is that, everything mapped towards achieving that bigger picture. So when you achieve, it comes to the outer focus to achieve that with a larger focus, such that what is required as a strategical goals you will be able to set towards achieving that particular process. That is what is called as guidance in achieving that goal. So as a leader, we definitely have to keep in mind when you set your goal with all the three focuses, what is required in me as a person, what is required for the other person, what is required for achieving that final bigger picture or the outer focus. So as a leader, definitely how to fix it. Hope you will agree with me. Prepare to serve, get into the shoes, give them the credit or a blame, and invite the members in the decision-making process, and strengthen your communication very clearly. Your communication should be such that you are more receptible. It should not be bossy saying that I'm doing it for you. They should enjoy being with you, and they will be able to deliver the goods. Be a leader, not a hero or a boss. And so we can take few examples from the field of education, as we are all educationists. What kind of goals could be set in? When it comes to education management, it could be goals on decision-making process. It could be goals of preparing for some change and formulating the further course of action. All these are small-term goals. I'm talking about all these are categorically, which comes with the planning, implementing, and also the deliverables of controlling the whole situation. All these are bigger goals, and these are the short-term goals that we can set towards that. That is, could be decision-making, preparing for change, formulating the course of action, ascertaining objectives, deciding the activities, and formulating the goals. So all these things will categorically go into the domain of planning. So when it comes to the implementation, what is your short goal for communication? How am I going to communicate? Okay, I'm going to be very specific, but yet I will be full. So directing, giving them directions, this is a very key thing when you set your goals. Very, very key thing. Because as I told you, when you're going to achieve it, your target, what they have to do exactly, that one particular thing should be there. There could be many steps which are leading to that particular target, but that target should be very specific, accommodating for all the failures, coordinating and motivating the staff. All these things categorically comes in the implementation process. So when it comes to the whole controlling, finally, monitoring activities, determining exactly what is achieved, review process, evaluating performances, implementing corrective measures, measuring performances, taking corrective action. So that is what is the whole controlling situation. So to achieve this, what are the qualities that are required as a successful education leader is that being sensitive to the feeling of others, very responsible and friendly. As I told you, it is developed on the platform of respect, understanding, empathy. So we do respect for dignity and the rights of others, respect their values, our values and principles, equally with others' value and respects, such that we create a very inclusive environment and people become more reliable, accountable, and generous, who is very liberal, with a lot of self-confidence and positive attitude, and who has the ability to take quick decisions, ability to do work smart, complete the work cost effectively, creativity and problem-solving strategy, with emotional intelligence and integrity, collaboration, motivation, with dedication and honesty, communication and innovation, with a vision and plan, lifelong learner and a passion. If these are the things, relating it to one experience or an instance is that, say for example, being absent to a school or a college or a university is a usual scenario by any teacher or a professor. So what is required from a leader's point of view is that who is going to proxy that class. So when you give the proxy chart, exactly what is required from the side, okay, this person is unwell. In a case of emergency, they've taken leave. So understanding it from that point of view. So accommodating exactly for that emergency situation, to handle it exactly, to prepare a proxy chart for that particular day, for all those classes and subjects and the hours that are required, not taxing the other person who is coming to help us. So keeping into consideration exactly how to make this more lively without taxing the other person, engaging into a more creative aspect of it instead of a teaching lesson. How can we have it as a PE lesson? Can we ask as a discussion, or engaging students as learners, students to take the lead? So all these things come into as goal setting environment or a goal setting process in a education environment. Since we have taken education as an example, I'm just trying to give an example from education point of view. Hope you will agree with me. Can we move further, or do you have any questions on this? Because now we will be moving on to the next session, next part of the session. Okay. So what is required is the effective leadership is putting first things first, prioritize. That is what is important. Effective management is discipline of carrying it out. As I told you, direction. There is a difference between giving directions and giving direction. So with one single target, with a very unified focus, with a specific focus, very clearly, which is achievable, measurable, which we can be worked on a timely situation, we should be able to give our directions when it comes to the goal setting process. As we all know, a bad leader can end up in a very non-encouraging situation. So remember, when you set your goals, you have to self-actualization. Yeah, you need to develop self-esteem for yourself and for others, as it is built on the platform of respect, love, trust, empathy, such that there is a bonding which is developed with the love of belonging, such that it is not taken as a task to deliver, but an effort, and where everybody is willing to contribute and cooperate, such that we are able to achieve our goal with satisfying everybody's employment, personal employment, making use of all the resources available with the personal security, ensured with emotional quotient, not targeting anybody's emotional quotient or causing deficits, achieving towards the nature or towards the community. So this is what is very, very important, such that when you set your goals. So to conclude, in this process of achieving your goals, they say it is impossible, but we say, watch me. I can do that with the 5 Ds. That is dream, with the right direction, with the right desire, with the right discipline, and the determination to take it forward, I will be successful in achieving my goal. So keep yourself busy, focusing on the dream, working hard on your dream, improving yourself, chasing your dream, focusing on yourself. Don't forget those to-do list. Focus on it, review it. One day, the world will focus on you. With the 5P rule, push yourself when everyone doubts you. Pick yourself when you fall down. Promise yourself saying that you will never give up. Prove yourself to others such that you are definitely worthy being of that choice. And you are not an option, but you are the only option. Prove yourself right. Be proud of what you are and what you have achieved. Walk alone with the hardest walk that you have made. Make you strong, confident, independent, and fearless. Because the sun is alone, and eagles fly alone, lions move alone, because they are powerful. So give yourself that time with the 6 backs. Take time. Growing in a YouTube channel or a business time or learning the skill takes time. So give yourself the time to achieve that particular skill in you, but move forward. Don't forget, you can start at 30, fail at 35. Never mind. Start again at 36. Get better. Be different than everyone else. Go after the wrong business. Find your lane. Find your right businesses. Start again at 40 and succeed as long as you don't quit. So that is what is required. So all these things, as we have seen yesterday, will come from growth mindset. I'm not going to go in detail with that because we have dealt with that yesterday, or it requires another session, which we'll think about. So be a change maker, empower the change, because what you cannot do with these 5 fingers, others will not be able to do it. Be a very good team player, such that you are in the team, such that when it's not that you're setting your goals and you relax and you sit back and relax saying that now I set your goals, go do it. Then how will we be able to review the process? So that is what is required. Be a team player, be with them, help them cross the hurdles in a more easiest way, understanding the other person's shortcomings, strength and shortcomings, such that you will be able to make use of the resources that are available with you in every possible way, in a more pragmatic way, such that finally you have achieved what? Not your goal, the team goal as a team player. With the focus, with the grit and the determination. Don't ever focus on the trivialities or the distractions. It's going to waste your precious time. If you feel that there are trivialities which are involved in the process, there are certain distractions which are going to come your way, never pay heed to them. Just have a look at them. But of course, we need to have a watchful eye on them, but definitely your focus on towards your target that you're going to achieve. And don't forget to master the state of art. This is how the axe. Say, for example, hope everybody will know the story of the woodcutter, the 2 woodcutters who were assigned the task of cutting the trees. There were 2 friends who were cutting trees. So what happened? Each day, the one who had a very good axe used to cut about 50 trees. The other person was not able to cut maybe around 10 trees in a day till the end of the day. So the other person was always wanting to know how this person is able to manage his time. He's taking his food on time. He's taking a break of about in between about 4-5 hours in between, and he's able to cut about 50 trees. That's a target that is to be achieved. So what is lacking in me? I'm so hardworking. I'm putting all my effort, working for all day, and I'm able to cut only the half of what he's doing. Actually, he wanted to know exactly what is lacking in him. When he asked his friend, he said, when I take my break, what I do is that, any guesses? I go and sharpen my axe. Exactly. So that's what is required. So whenever you get time, review your inner focus. Go work on strictly, recoup yourself, develop that, imbibe that particular skill. Go sharpen your axe every now and then, such that you come back and you are able to cut 50 more trees with no ease, with no difficulty. So don't forget to master the state of art, review, evaluate, to refurbish, regenerate, rejuvenate, to come back with the force to achieve your goal. That is what is very important in the process of goal making. So in that case, that is for inner focus. When you work in a team, what is required as a leader, you should know exactly when you take your team for evaluation, you should know thy neighbor very clearly. This is the person I'm working with. I know the shortcomings of the person, but I know the merits of that person as well. This person has a potential and the competency to achieve this better, such that you will be able to disseminate the task and the duties very categorically, exactly what they are able to do. And you will be able to make the optimum use of the resources that are available to you, and in the process of achieving your goal. So moving further, when you work in a team or a group, goal setting is very, very important and are concerned with the individual accountability and with mutual accountability. When you work in groups, it works with individual accountability. That means each person is accountable. When you work in teams, it demands mutual accountability of each and every individual who is involved in that team. Come together and share information and perspectives. And frequently when you work in your team, this happens in the form of discussion, decision making, and problem solving scenarios with the meetings. And when you work in groups, when you set on your individual groups, we need to focus on team goals as well. Produce individual work products, produce work products as well. So how to go about it in a group scenario or in a corporate scenario? So the goal setting process in a corporate scenario involves the teams go through various stages as they work. First is orientation. When you work in a team, don't ever neglect this. The first step is that the process of orientation, where this team is going to perform this task. This task will be in this steps. Show them step-by-step process very clearly. When these step-by-step process will be able to achieve that particular goal. Why do we achieve that particular goal? Moving forward, it will take us to the bigger picture. So this orientation or the induction of getting each and every team member clear of exactly what are their deliverables, what are their expectations, what are their set targets is very, very important on mutual basis. One is what is their expected deliver is set as targets. In other words, you are able to understand the other person, knowing the strength and weaknesses such that you don't assign task to a wrong person. Knowing thy neighbor is also very important in that. So it undergoes various stages, and this orientation is a key thing, the first primitive step in the goal setting. So as we move further, as I told you, this is what is mentioned as participants will not know the various stages. As leaders, we will not know the different processes. So during orientation, there each one behavior and characteristics, purpose and goals are unclear, uncertain, tentative, but communication becomes very low, but major few members might dominate. So these are the few things that you can expect during the orientation process. But as a leader, you are supposed to set the goals very clearly. As leaders, you build a common purpose, clarify the roles and responsibilities, provide them direction, provide them opportunities to socialize. Now, during this process, when the goal is not able to achieve, what could be the thing? Resistance. First thing is, you can see people resisting to that. Conflict, competition among people, searching for communication methods to gain glory, to achieve importance, or the struggle over approach or a direction. So in that case, as leaders, how to go about, how to set our goal is that define the areas of agreement. What is being done very clearly. Okay. Define areas of agreement, encourage participation, flesh out hidden agendas, develop team norms and processes, and for meetings to work. Okay. Now, when it comes to the third step of resolution, when we move forward, when the conflicts are resolved, confidence develop with a sense of momentum, members relate interdependently, it lowers the anxiety, and the members are willing to support. So in that case, as leaders, what we may be expected to do, celebrate success, review the goals and process again, set new targets, act as a facilitator and enable, keeping each and every one accountable, you not taking the responsibility of the accountability on your shoulders, on your own shoulders, make it as a team effort, focus on improving the processes that are involved. So when it comes to the next stage of production, trust becomes the norm. We have developed a trust of working together with high moral and high output, self-facilitating, work proactively and for the good purpose of the team. Share leadership, seek performance improvements, evaluating and appraising the whole effort, test for consensus, and assess the results with continuous feedback. So when it comes to that, am I moving forward fast? Please kindly tell me, team, because I need your inputs.
It's okay.
Okay, fine. So when it comes to the termination process, what is very, very important is that when we get stuck, finally, there could be a stage where our goal is not achieved. So what could we expect from the team is that the completion of roles, retention to interdependency, sadness, mourning, sense of accomplishment lacking. So in that case, as a leader, so what we need to do that, what we need to set our targets for is watch for productivity drop, focus on closing the tasks and documentation, record lessons learned for future projects, and provide opportunity for acknowledgement. So these are the definite characters when you work as a team. As a team, what is meant by team is that everybody will agree with me. Together, everyone achieves more. Have a very clear mission and purpose. Have well-defined goals. Have a leverage of diversity of skills and perspectives. Establish roles and responsibilities and their expectations and deliverables as group norms. Obtain balanced participation. So when you set your goals, make sure that you are setting your goals, thinking about each individual and as a team, and you're able to move forward. So maintain open and collaborative communication, fostering trust and cooperative relationships. Utilize effective decision-making process. Use functional conflict and resolution. Exercise and participative leadership. That is what is very, very important, such that you are able to fix your internal compass of defining what is expected from your team for the problem to be addressed and for the goal to be achieved. So this is what is the whole process of goal setting is all about, with the mission and the purpose of achieving the bigger picture with the smaller steps, taking it forward. As I told you, every single step is a bigger leap to fly high. So we begin with the defined goals. We begin with the vision, provide priority, set direction of actions and decision. We make our goals measurable with the defined benchmarks, and at the early stage of achievement, we are able to leverage diversity in case of any technical capability or the skill which is involved, or the knowledge or the expertise which are involved. We help them to recoup themselves, adapt new work styles for them with the logical data and the appraisal data-oriented, organizing it into the detail orientation, which gives the support to them, which is managed well balanced with the equal emotional quotient and strategical parent, such that we are able to achieve or set the target such that we move forward with the defined roles and responsibilities that are required. So this could be done in teams of meetings, communication, conflict, resolution, decision-making. These are the steps which are involved in it. But in every single process, what we need to ensure in our goal-setting process is that balanced participation of each and every team member, such that they are able to contribute with the subject matter expertise. We are making use of the resources that are available. The members' opinions are well sought in a more conscientious manner, in a more democratic way, with the collateral thinking. Tasks and task activities are disseminated to the right person, that such that they are achieved and completed on time, and we are able to move further in our leadership role with the success of glory. So no hidden agendas, no personalization, no emphasis, and seeking consensus. Communication is very, very important, such that everything is depicted and shared with them, manifested in front of them, in front of the targets, such that we are able to achieve our goal. How do we do that? On the platform of respect, respecting everybody, being empathetic, fostering trust for a cooperative relationship with delegated responsibility, of the deliverables with the lowest possible, where members will know them personally, no blaming, no glitches, keeping up to the commitments. So that's how the decision-making process to make things happen when it comes to the goal-setting process in a team or in a corporate scenario, that is what is required. So we'll be able to conclude the resolution in the process, agree that there is a problem, define and agree the description as each party. Each member is a valued member. Their consensus are taken, agreed, constraints which are moved forward in a more congenial way, in a more democratic way, generate possible solutions. Possible solutions are set as targets moving forward, giving the remedials, evaluating the possible solutions with, don't forget the acts, going back and working on it, the measures, redefining the whole process, regenerating the whole situation, refining the acceptable solution, agree with the acceptable solution such that we keep evolving in the process of whole process. And definitely goal setting is not a destination, is always a journey to move further. So with the shared literature, decentralized interaction, great task completion with a reciprocal effort where each team member is able to contribute with mutual accountability and ownership, we will be able to achieve our goals of high performing teams. So as a leader, we will be able to develop structure, communicate clearly, will be leading by example, encouraging trust on the platform of respect and love, provide motivation. We will be inspiring others such that you become most reliable role model for others to follow you as an example. So you become a facilitator and enabler, setting clear directions, getting out the way, eliminating distraction, clearing away all the politics and the needless talks that are involved, which are definitely not to the purpose. Remove all the roadblocks, keep everyone on the same page with respect, with understanding. You come up with the developed structure of the project management, work breakdown structure, organization breakdown structure, responsibility matters, baseline schedule, baseline budget, anything could be adjusted. All these are the corporate goals that we can set up when we move in this process of goal setting. So leader plus teamwork will be able to achieve the success that is what is required. With that, we have come towards the end of the session. To conclude, the great leaders don't set out to be a leader to make a difference, and it's about never about the role that we always about setting the goal that we need to. I'm sorry, I need to mute this person who's creating. Can anybody do that? Can anybody do this?
Only the host can do the mute. We can't help you. Only the host can mute.
Ms. Rigda is there. Okay. So as we know, life is a series of small destinations. So the goal is not to acquire things to certain people to complete you. Such goals are bound to cause suffering once they vanish from your life. Easy come, easy go. When your focus is on the goal alone, you forfeit the lessons and the wonderful experiences that lie in between. Appreciate and be grateful of this wonderful journey by trusting you have the withdrawal to accomplish any task you set your mind upon once your will and your intention are firmly grounded. So the journey is the essence of where life exists in all her glory. So destiny is not the boundary. It's just the journey that we carry forward, that we move forward. I thoroughly enjoyed being in the session with you. As I told you at the beginning of the celebrate. I celebrated this moment of being with you, as this stage is very, very precious for me and to each one of you, such that we are able to move forward in our process of goal setting. I'm sure with the key takeaways of today, I have contributed a small part of it towards the bigger glory. Thank you. I thank you for the great opportunity, for bearing with me at this late hour. Thanks for being there, for being so wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. You should not be thankful. We are thankful to you for the wonderful session. And really hats off to you after having COP for 3 hours, or maybe I think full afternoon. You were on the group, discussion was on, no tiredness, and enthusiastically you have presented. Hats off to you, Dr. Srividya. You deserve a round of applause today. Great, wonderful session. I think very fruitful by both the trainers. Thank you is not enough. Thank you for supporting us, training us, and for your wonderful insights. Anyways, we request all the trainers to be there and trainees also to be there tomorrow. Tomorrow last session, and being the last day, we request each trainee to put in their views, like, what will be their role, or in the future for being a good trainer, or how they will do it, right? So all are requested to participate tomorrow. Thank you, Professor Charles, our Vice Chancellor. Your support
Thank you
from
very
8
much.
o'clock is truly commendable.
Thank you, Dr. Charles. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
It was
all.
very
Thank you,
great
entire
session.
team. Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much. Good night.
Yeah.
Shubhratri.
Good night,
Take
everybody.
care.
Good night. Thank you very
And
much. Bye
have a
bye.
great
Good
time.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you all tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Good day.